Attention passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. The latest news indicates something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game, with a direct impact on the Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years is unfolding, and we're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. And let's help each other reach 8,000 subscribers by sharing with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the Cowboys lately, you know that the team has been facing some serious challenges, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I'm not talking about just a minor hiccup here and there. We're talking about a real struggle to maintain consistency, particularly in the secondary. If you look at the recent games, especially that heartbreaker last week against the Chicago Bears, it becomes painfully clear that the Dallas secondary has been a major weak link. The Bears' offense, led by the rising star Caleb Williams, completely carved through Dallas's defensive backfield, with Williams having what many are calling the best passing game of his early career, shredding the secondary with ease, exposing gaps, and demonstrating that Dallas's pass defense is in need of urgent reinforcement. It's one thing to have a good defense on paper, but when your defensive backs are struggling to cover even average receivers, it raises serious questions. Dallas has been plagued by injuries in the secondary all season, and that has only made things worse. The team has been forced to shuffle players around, and recently they lost some depth when Zion Childress was signed off the practice squad by none other than his hometown team, the Houston Texans. That move was a clear signal that the Cowboys need help, but it's also a reminder of how fragile their depth has become. The Texans, who have been aggressively building their roster, saw enough potential in Childress to bring him into their fold, but the reason for that move is directly linked to the Cowboys' current issues. Interestingly enough, the Texans had to make that move because they released C.J Gardner-Johnson, the versatile safety who played a significant role in the Eagles' Super Bowl run last season. That's right, Gardner-Johnson, a player who has proven he can impact games both in coverage and as a tough, physical presence, suddenly finds himself on the trading block or free agent market. And this opens a huge door for Dallas. If the Cowboys want an immediate upgrade in talent, toughness, and swagger, they should be strongly considering bringing in C.J Gardner-Johnson. This guy isn't just any safety. He's a ball hawk, a leader, and someone with a chip on his shoulder that can energize a defense that has been lacking confidence. Just look at his resume last season. He was a key contributor to the Eagles' championship-winning team, playing a critical role in their defensive scheme. His ability to make plays all over the field, combined with his fiery attitude, makes him a perfect fit for a Dallas secondary that desperately needs a spark. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead. It's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. Why exactly is Gardner-Johnson such an attractive option for the Cowboys? Well, Nick Brinkerhoff from USA Today recently detailed why Dallas might be the perfect landing spot for him. The Cowboys have struggled early in this season with their defense, especially after the trade of Micah Parsons, which many saw as a blow to their pass rush and overall defensive identity. Micah Parsons, of course, is a game changer, a player who can take over games with his relentless pass rushing ability, but with Parsons now out for a stretch, Dallas's defense has looked a bit lost, lacking that edge, that swagger that makes them feared across the league. What makes Gardner-Johnson so appealing, according to analysts, is his attitude and skill set. He's not just a player who can cover and make tackles. He's a guy who elevates the entire secondary by bringing energy and confidence. The Cowboys, as of now, seem to be playing with a lack of that confidence, almost like they're waiting for something to go wrong. Bringing in a player like C.J Gardner-Johnson could be the shot in the arm they need to regain that swagger, that belief that they can dominate again, because, let's face it, football is as much about mental toughness as it is about talent. The Cowboys' defense, especially the secondary, has looked tentative, hesitant, and sometimes just overwhelmed. Someone like Gardner-Johnson could change that mindset overnight. And let's talk cap space, because Dallas has shown they're willing to spend when it counts. They have the financial flexibility to make some moves, And if the defense doesn't turn around against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday night, it'd be a smart move to give C.J Gardner-Johnson a call. His experience, his attitude, and his ability to step right into a defensive scheme and make an impact could be exactly what the Cowboys need to push through the rest of the season. Now, thinking about the bigger picture, the Cowboys have a rich history of making bold moves to stay competitive. Whether it's swinging big in free agency or making mid-season trades to bolster their roster, over the past few years, they've shown a knack for improving their secondary, bringing in players like Trevon Diggs, Malik Hooker, and others who have contributed significantly. But what's missing right now is that extra spark, that edge that turns a good defense into a dominant one. Gardner-Johnson could be that missing piece. His versatile skill set allows him to cover a variety of roles: free safety, strong safety, even some nickel duties, and that flexibility is invaluable in today's NFL. It's worth noting that the Cowboys have a history of not hesitating to bring in players with attitude and fire. Micah Parsons, for example, is a perfect example of a player who combines talent with passion. The team thrives on that kind of energy, and Gardner-Johnson fits that mold perfectly. His reputation as a fiery competitor is well known, and his leadership qualities could resonate well with the locker room, especially if the team continues to struggle with confidence on the field. And let's not forget, the NFC East is a competitive division. The Eagles, with Gardner-Johnson last season, were a powerhouse on defense. The Giants are improving, and the Washington Commanders are always a threat. The Cowboys need to make a statement now, not just for this season, but for the future, and adding a player like C.J Gardner-Johnson could be a strategic move to reassert their dominance. It's about sending a message that Dallas is serious about competing at the highest level. Of course, there are still questions. Will the Cowboys make a move before the trade deadline? Will they prioritize a veteran safety over other positions? And how will Gardner-Johnson fit into their existing defensive scheme? But one thing is for sure. If they want to turn their season around, especially after a tough start, they need to act quickly. Bringing in a player of C.J Gardner-Johnson's caliber, with his experience winning a Super Bowl and his proven ability to make plays, could be the catalyst that transforms their defense from a liability into a strength. Looking at the bigger picture, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and teams that act decisively often come out on top. The Cowboys, with their rich history and passionate fan base, have the resources and the talent to make bold moves. This season, more than ever, their defense needs that extra push, that spark of confidence and aggression. Gardner-Johnson embodies that spirit. His style of play could ignite the secondary, bring back that intimidating presence, and help Dallas take the division by storm. And for fans, it's a thrilling prospect. Watching your team make a bold move, seeing them prioritize winning and building a team that's tough from front to back, that's what every Cowboy supporter dreams of. So as the weeks progress and the trade deadline approaches, keep your eyes on Dallas. The potential addition of C.J Gardner-Johnson could be the story that changes everything, turning a season that has been riddled with setbacks into a showcase of resilience, grit, and championship ambition. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. Do you believe Gardner-Johnson is the right move? Do you think the defense can turn things around without him? Or are you excited about other potential moves the team might make? Remember, this team has a history of overcoming adversity, and with the right decisions, they can still make a deep playoff run. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and news on everything Dallas Cowboys. Whether it's analysis, player updates, or trade rumors, you can count on me to keep you informed. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting our team through thick and thin. Because at the end of the day, being a Cowboys fan is about hope, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of glory. We've seen it before, and I truly believe this season still has plenty of surprises in store. Thanks for riding along with me today, and as always, let's keep the Cowboy spirit alive.